Hey, let's go to Moscow. Let's go visit Eddie. Let's go check out Moscow. Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Hola amigos, привет, друзья. Всем добрый день. Hope everybody is having a wonderfully magical day. It is a beautiful day here in Moscow, and I am here at Gratchevsky. Now, traveling to Russia might seem like a very difficult thing to do. It could seem like an impossibility. It could seem like just something that's never going to happen, but it's actually very easy, very doable, and I highly recommend it. Come visit Moscow. Come visit Russia. Now, first thing you're going to need, obviously, passport. Now, I'm going to speak about how to get your required documents to come to Russia if you're an American citizen living in America, because this is what I have experience in. So if you're from another country, if you're from Europe, if you're from somewhere else in the world, this information may not be the same for you. Okay, so let's assume that you have a US passport. If you do not have a US passport, you're gonna have to get one. Go get one. Second thing, if you do have a US passport, it has to be valid. Passports are valid for 10 years, but it's got to be valid for more than 6 months left before it expires. So if you have a passport, check the expiration date. It's got to be more than 6 months. If it's more, if it's a year or 6 months, just go ahead and renew the passport. Just get it over with. Now, assuming you have a US passport, you're going to need a visa. Now, there are several different kinds of visas you can apply for. If I'm coming to Russia for the first time, just get a tourist visa. That's the easiest one to apply for. For the United States, for Americans, you can apply for a 3-year multi-entry visa. Now, here's the thing. The 3-year multi-entry visa and the 30-day single-entry visa cost the same amount of money. So just request the 3-year multi-entry visa and be done with it. Because I guarantee you, once you come to Moscow, once you come to Russia, you're going to want to come visit again. I guarantee it. There are many ways to do it. You can apply by yourself. You can do it. You can do it online. I've done it several different times. The easiest way to do it is to use a third-party company. I recommend wholeheartedly, and I know other expats who have used this company, and this is letsrussia.com, and that's the URL for them down there. This is Marcus Hudson's company. It's his outfit, and they are extremely, 1, reliable, 2, safe, 3, trustworthy. Recommend them 110%. Go to letsrussia.com, fill in the information. They've got all the information on what you need to get your Russian visa. Just go there and get it done. Like I said, there are other ways you could do it. You can do it yourself. You can self-file. I've done it myself. I've walked in to the Russian consulate and done it in person. Yeah, you're going to save a little bit of money versus using a third-party company, but just take my word for it and just use letsrussia.com. Okay, now you've got your visa. Now, the reason you want a 3-year multi-entry visa is because on a single entry visa, you have to put in a specific date of when you plan to travel, or the window, the 30-day window that you plan to travel. So say you lock in your visa to a certain window, and then something happens and you can't travel. Well, now you just wasted all of that money, and now you're going to have to get another visa. Get a 3-year multi-entry visa, and you don't have to worry about that. Now, do not book your travel Until you have a visa, don't do it. Until you have your visa. Once you have your visa, now you can make your travel plans. Now, what are you going to need to visit Russia? What are you going to need, say, to visit Moscow? I know Moscow because I live here. This was the first place that I came to visit, so this is what I recommend. Now, you're going to have to determine how long you want to come to visit. My recommendation is come to Moscow for the first time. Do not come for less than 7 days. Don't come for less than 7 days. The reason is it takes a long time to get here. All right? It's a long flight. You're going to be jet lagged because you're coming from the west and you're traveling east. When you get here, there's an 8-hour plus time difference between the US and Moscow. You're going to be tired, and you're not going to really be in the mood to do a lot of sightseeing. So I recommend, if you're going to come here for the first time, minimum 10 days, minimum. So the next is accommodations. So if you don't have family or friends in Moscow, you're going to most likely rent a hotel. Now, there are a bunch of hotels to choose from. The idea is to choose where you want to live. I recommend, if you're coming to Moscow for the very first time, you don't have family and friends here, that you stay somewhere near the center or stay somewhere near a metro station. Because if you live somewhere near a metro station, you can get anywhere you need to be in Moscow by metro. It is super easy to get to, especially if you're going to be hitting all of the touristy areas. Metro. So find a hotel close to the metro. For finding hotels in Moscow, I recommend ostrovok.ru. ostrovok.ru. They also have an app that you can use, very similar to booking.com, and it's in English. So very easy to navigate. This is the best way to do it. Now, one of the things that you're going to need when you come to Moscow is you're going to need to register where you're staying. So if you choose to stay in a hotel, no problem. The hotel will make a registration for you. That's by law, they have to do it. If you decide to rent an apartment, then you're going to have to check with the owner of the apartment, because by law, the owner of the flat or the apartment is the one responsible for registering guests in the apartment. Sometimes some apartment owners may be reluctant to register you for whatever reason. Even though they can do it electronically now, it's a lot easier than what it was before. It used to be a really big hassle, but they may or may not want to do it. So be sure that you discuss this first with the apartment owner. You got your passport, you got your visa, you've got your accommodations. Travel. So if you're coming from the US, there are certain routes into Moscow. One such route goes through Istanbul. If you're going to take that route, there's only really one airline, and that's Turkish Airlines. And Turkish Airlines, I highly recommend. It is a world-class airline, extremely good service, extremely convenient because they fly nonstop from most major US cities, and they fly direct to Istanbul. From Istanbul, you can connect via Turkish Airlines, so you can buy the ticket directly to Moscow. If you wish, you can come to another airline that connects in Istanbul, and that would be Aeroflot. And Aeroflot flies direct, obviously, from Istanbul to Moscow or even St. Petersburg. Another way is to go US to Dubai, and then from Dubai to Moscow. That is another option. You can do that. Best thing to do, shop around. Shop around. You can find some really, really good deals. Hey guys, before we go much further, tell me where you're watching from, and tell me, would you consider coming to Moscow to visit? Tell me if you've thought about it. Tell me if you've come to Moscow already and you've already visited this beautiful city. Let us know down in the comments. And if you haven't done it already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and the notification bell. Yeah, this notification bell's over on this side. Hit the notification bell too. All right. Now, the next question is how to stay in Russia for more than, say, those 30 days. Well, the secret to that is 3-year multi-entry visa. Got to have that. And second of all, long-term accommodations, like you're renting an apartment for several months, 6 months, a year, whatever. If you have a 3-year multi-entry visa, you can stay in Russia for up to 180 days. You must leave Russia once every 180 days and then step back into the country to reset that clock. And then you can stay for another 180 days up to the 3 years that your visa is valid for. So that, in short, is how you do it. How do you bring money to Russia? Well, this was answered in my previous video, and you can check that out in the link down in the description. You'll find the link to that video, and at the end of this video, you'll also find a link for it too. It'll probably be, I think it'll be up here. But that will describe how to bring money into Russia. So it's really very simple. There's really no big secret to it. It just takes planning. So, passport, visa, accommodations, and travel, and then your money. And then just come, man. Bring a camera. Bring a good camera. I would say bring a lot of film, but we don't use film anymore. Bring a camera. Record these beautiful memories that you're going to make here in Moscow. It is a beautiful day today. The sun wants to come out. The sun is wanting to come out just a bit. The sun is back here. Yeah. Oh man. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Appreciate all your comments. I read all your comments. The channel is really, really taking off. I love our little community. So share this video with your +1. Share it with your family, with your friends, and say, hey, let's plan a trip to Moscow. Let's go check it out. All right, guys. Love you all. Thanks so much for your support. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Пока-пока. Also watch my video, Don't Travel to Russia Until You Learn These 10 Words. You'll find the link in the description below.